Let me grab. I got your notes. I've got a robot in here. All is well. All is prepared. And we can begin. So,
Okay.
how has practice been going?
Practice is going good. I did message you about that fatigue. The fatigue went away basically the day after I messaged you, and it felt stronger or something. So,
Love
and
that.
I felt like I was able to hit a smaller voice. Um, I practicing random places. I tell my wife stories of things that happened randomly in femme voice, and she like reminds me like I don't think that's where your voice you want your voice to be. So that kind of thing.
Love that. It's nice to have.
And then I double check, but I can't hear it, so I don't hear it dropping out. Sorry.
Oh, no, 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 no. It's nice to have someone kind of being the voice. ACAB, of course, but it's nice to have someone being the voice police a little tiny bit. And yeah, it can definitely make a difference to have just like someone else kind of on guard for it as well. What we want to do is kind of train some part of our brain, subconscious, some part of our subconscious mind to constantly be noticing when we start to deviate from our desired sound, so that we are getting a sound that is a little bit more just now, like I was like, well, bitch, what are you doing? So I was like, okay, well, why am I down in the basement? Let's intentionally start to change, right? So you start to notice, right? You have a mental picture, a sort of what we call an auditory template of the sound that you're targeting. And if you can maintain that sort of mental picture, then you can constantly check your own speech against that sound and make sure that it's in line with the desired qualities that you're looking for. So, cool.
I have been messing with templates. The idea of templates. I had very long card drives the other day, and I got misgendered after I said thank you, but not before I said anything. So that was fucking with me. So I practiced thank you for like 40 minutes. And I was doing thank you in like a Karen voice, like a Valley Girl voice, and I feel like not intonations, like whatever makes the voice a voice, not so much that body,
Mm-hmm.
not so much the body sound, but
But some
like
of the personality
the
implying
learned
stuff.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, personality. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's actually overriding my ability to gender the voice
Oh.
or to gender the body version of the voice. So like, yeah, I can do those things, but like I think I'm doing them, but not focusing on like weight and size and stuff.
Okay, so you're engaging with the personality elements, and they sound like they're contributing some changes to perceptual gender, but then you're like, okay, but am I giving primacy perhaps to the personality implying features of the voice rather than kind of hearing the voice more holistically and listening to those other elements? Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what happens if we can get this uh, sort of the body implying features in line a little bit and see what happens. So let's play around with size a little bit. Can you start quite light and large and just go like hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Yes, this is light and large.
Love that.
I think.
Yeah, that's quite light and quite large. That was excellent work. And now we're gonna just scale like the word hey. Hey, hey,
Hey,
hey.
hey,
Go ahead.
hey, hey, hey.
Hey, 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 hello, hi.
Beautiful. Let me grab a clip. I want you to listen to that and assess that sound for yourself. Tell me what you think.
Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hello, hi.
So it's definitely different from how I started. It's definitely different from how I'm speaking now. I don't know where it is. It's probably on the way to being like good.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you what about it is bad. It just doesn't sound like something I'd hear somebody speak like.
I think it's a little bit under full sounding, but I think the under fullness is actually a result of the level of adduction that you've achieved rather than something related to the size that you're getting to. Um, The short version of the explanation, which we can get into later, but I think we can just dodge this thing today. But the short version is there are two ways that, especially when your voice is getting really, really light, there are two ways that the vocal folds can come together. And in one of those ways, they seal fully. And in the other, they have a little opening towards the top end of the folds. And typically we don't think that glottal behavior and size are super related, right? The way that your vocal folds are vibrating doesn't tend to correspond with, you know, our impression of size, except if there's a little
Right.
opening in your folds, then when we're hearing the sound, we're not just hearing the sound of size in your vocal tract, we also hear the implication of size from below your vocal folds, because now that the vocal folds are unsealed, we can hear the impact of the trachea, for example, on the sound. And it gives the
Right.
sound this like underfull quality no matter what you do to the size of your throat. So for example, if I were to go here, this is this kind of disconnected sound. The folds are abducted so that there's an opening in the back. And if I start to scale size and I go, hey, 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 hey,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter how small I get, there's always going to be a little bit of like an Elmo-y kind of sound. It's going to always sound kind of falsetto-ish. It's always going to sound kind of under full. And if I start to get rid of that sound now, sorry, if I start to get rid of that sound now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, suddenly it's like different, right? Suddenly
Yeah.
the sound is gone.
So I think you're successfully changing size. I think you found a light sound, and we love that. All of that's good. There is just a little something that's off, and it's that lack of adduction. And so instead of even thinking about that and trying to force that to get together, which we can target that, and we will if we need to. But for now, I want to see if we can maybe start a little lower in pitch and sort of dodge the issue first, and then we'll work our way around it.
Okay.
So here's the A that we're going to kind of target, and then we need to go like, hey, 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 starting quite large.
Start underfull or not start like regular full?
Start large here, hey.
Hey, 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 this is like the large, cool, hello. And then you want me to go up?
And then we're going to scale
Or
size, yeah.
up,
Hey,
up.
hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 this is like large. Hey, hey,
Hey, hey, hey, hey, hey, hey, hey.
Now, I think you might actually be getting it, and we can hear this little, huh, huh. Those little yodely sounds are going to be an indicator that your level of adduction is suddenly changing on you, and in a way that is a little uncontrolled. Give it a listen and see if you can hear that.
hey, 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 this is like large. Hey, hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
I hear I'm doing
hey.
different things, and so I have a question. So the two different hays that I did at the end, one was like it sounds like it might be the falsetto or the abducted hay, and then the second hay, I don't know if I dropped my I don't know how to talk about this, whether mechanically or acoustically. I dropped my what I think like I don't know if I dropped my larynx or I did not the abduction thing.
At the very end, you're saying?
Yeah. Did I just drop the size, or did I change whether or not it was abducted? Abducted? Abducted. I just feel like I'm talking about aliens.
It's the same word. So abducted means that they're not quite coming together, or that they're being pulled apart. Like literally, like you just used the abducted by aliens, right? The alien comes and takes you away. When the folds are abducted, they're taken away from one another. So I think let me just map out what I'm hearing. If I listen from like 3 seconds in, you start large and light, you start scaling size, and then at around 8, you stop. You did like a sequence to 8 seconds that I thought was getting smaller, but was abducted. So the folds are not touching and they are a little far apart. Then you went and reset again at 9 seconds and you did the same thing again. The size change is maybe not as dramatic, and I am not sure if you're abducted or not. I think you were getting a little smaller and then you stopped before the end. So I think your perception that maybe the larynx was maybe not quite as high is correct. But there was just, several different things kind of happening in this clip. Let's try
Got
again.
it.
We're gonna
I was trying
no.
to.
Go ahead.
I have like this idea of like, oh, that doesn't sound right. So let me just try to like modulate it in this weird way that I feel like I can. And I wasn't sure if that might have been abduction that I'd been doing, or am I losing just like the small size.
Cool.
So I wasn't
We're
sure.
gonna try
But
a
it sounds
quick
like
little
it's not
a little
feasible.
slide up, and I want to just see what happens. Can you try? We're gonna start at D, and
Okay.
we're gonna slide up to the A. So you're gonna go Good. And now when you're sustaining that sound on that A, I want you to lighten up. But if you hear, if I start getting too light,
Okay.
it starts to wobble
Wobble.
and get yodely. We don't want that. So
Okay.
hold on to the sound and stay
Okay.
connected. Go ahead. I think that might have flipped.
I didn't. I think I
Yeah.
got too light. I went
Yeah,
to push the top.
yeah, exactly. I agree with you.
Uh, uh,
Now we're gonna try that same little
Fuck, I'm not
scale
used to
up. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, 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 hey.
I'm gonna grab this. There's a little bit, maybe the H is maybe a little forceful here, but give that a listen and see what you see.
Hey, 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 hey. It still sounds like the first issue, the
Yeah,
abduction
I agree.
issue.
I agree. So we want to see if we can maintain. Right, maybe we'll start even heavier than we normally would. This means that the end result sound is going to be a little over full here. Hey, 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 hey. I'm gonna get smaller and it's gonna start to sound really buzzy. But I'm gonna know that at least I'm not backing off and getting that abducted sound.
Okay. Hey, 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 hey. Hello. Yeah,
Cool. Let me
hi.
grab a clip of that one. I want you to see if you can hear the and no clip. Okay, there it is. Sorry, sometimes I press the please give me a clip button and it doesn't give me a clip. So hit play here and see if you still hear that issue with abduction.
Hey, 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 hey. Hello.
I want
yeah,
to say
hi.
yes, but I can't tell if it's an abduction issue or I just still don't like the voice, and I don't specifically categorize why I don't like the voice.
Cool. That's totally fair. I will say there is no issue with abduction here. The folds are very well adducted, and then it is a little over full because of how heavy you are maintaining that adduction, and then it goes a little nasal. Then a little nasality, which we talked about, I think, a little bit last time. Yeah. Cool. So
Yeah, and then I can tell with I guess the overfullness by pinching my nose.
yes,
So I can
please.
try
Let's give
that.
that a shot.
Shit, my push to talk and my nose
Oh
hand are the
no.
same hand.
Oh no.
It's okay. No. We're good. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, wait, I gotta go up. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hi. I would like to buy vegetables for supper or something.
Yes, that is definitely or something. I love it. Hit play and tell me your thoughts.
Hey, hey. Oh, wait, I gotta go up. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hi. I would like to buy vegetables for supper or something. Okay, I don't think there's an abduction issue. I don't think there's a overfullness issue. I don't know if there's a nasality issue.
Nope.
I don't think there is.
I think
Since I'm
you did
avoiding
good.
M's, and that H needs to be hit with the frying
The H,
pan.
yeah. There's some other stuff happening that is, um, I will say related to the size change. As we start to get smaller, we can think that like the back of your throat starts to diminish in size. The walls of your throat come together, the roof of the mouth lowers, the back of the tongue rises. And if all of those things happen at the same time, we can kind of get kind of a traffic jam if they're not coordinated in exactly the right way. So, we have to find ways to think about this kind of coordination. Well, when one of the ways, one of the sounds, I guess, that can manifest from this is the back of the tongue rubbing up against or getting very close to the roof of your mouth, the uvula, or the back of your throat. And all of those sounds are going to make a kind of like a trip to the dentist sound, like, that like vacuum. So any
Yeah.
sound like that is going to indicate that the back of your tongue is kind of making some contact that maybe we want to avoid. So we're going to try again. I really quite like this sound. To me, the issue at this point was one, it could probably be a little smaller, and two, on your journey towards smaller sounds, we have to be careful that this back of the tongue doesn't and give you any extra turbulence in the sound. So first things first, let's eliminate the H. So once we've eliminated the H, I think it's going to help kind of wrangle some of the breath pressure stuff that might be contributing to right, that kind of thing. So we're going to just delete the H. We're just going to say the
Okay.
letter A, like the ABCs. We're gonna go A,
A. And again, if it's a little bit overfull, if it's a little bit too adducted and, heavy for the sound, for how small the sound is, that's totally fine at this stage.
Same thing.
And give that nose a pinch.
Yeah, I don't feel
Okay.
the
I'm
buzziness
hearing
either
maybe a
way.
little bit of nasality, but I honestly, it's much better under control, I think, than previous. And let's see if we can start to do a little sequence. So A, B, C, D, etc.
Okay. B, C, D, E, F, G.
Grab a little clip, and I'd like you to listen to that. What's your diagnosis?
Okay. B, C, D, E, F, G. I hear buzzy or like overfullness at the start where I'm like A, B, and I think after A I was where I pinched my nose and I was like, nope, less, and then I did something different, and B, C, D kind of gradually sounded a little bit better.
I agree. And then I think E got another little spike in weight. But then immediately F, G, I thought were in line and sounded pretty good. So this is, I think, a fairly typical situation. You've achieved some degree of size change. It's sounding nice. However, the balance of size and weight needs to be really fine. And if it gets a little out of line, we can get these sudden moments of over fullness or under fullness that we want to have under control. I would say that it is typical for people to achieve uh, different degrees of fullness, um, different degrees of fullness within a single conversation. So if I was like,
Hey. Okay, so like I was like talking to somebody and then oh my god, she like actually like said that, right? Like I'm suddenly getting a little bit more over full. And then I'm like, okay, wait, hold on, let me back off. I'm like, wow, okay, let me give you some sympathy or whatever. I'm gonna get a little bit maybe under full, like, whoa, oh my god, is everything okay? Right? Those aren't perfectly balanced sounds, but like you can hear that it still sounds like within a sort of range of acceptability, and also that it sounds like it might be intentional.
if we have intentionality when we start to get those shifts, the listener goes, oh, that's just the way that they chose to sound today. But yeah, if it happens unintentionally, then that can become an issue. So we want to go ahead and just see, can we really maintain this super balanced behavior? And it'll be tricky. Sometimes we get to that sound and we go, okay, well, the way that I need to achieve this balance is a by lightening up, and then you lighten up and you maybe get too light. And then sometimes it's like, okay, the way I need to achieve this balance is by getting smaller, and then you try to get smaller and you accidentally get heavier at the same time, or you just don't get smaller at all, or whatever. There's all these different possibilities of the sound shifting on you. So we want to just see, okay, that's fine. I'm going to just do my best and see what happens. So we're going to go ahead and slide up again. And then I want you to just maybe just talk first without an active scale, and you're just gonna go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like 5 video clips in front of me on the screen, and like I feel like it's up there.
Yep. Cool. I think
Maybe
yeah,
I'm not
I
small
agree.
enough.
Maybe not small enough. So we're gonna start with 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
And then when you scaled, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Cool.
1.
Let me grab that. Some moments, I think.
In my brain, that sounded like I didn't hear it yet, obviously, but I feel like I was almost robot. Oh, I guess the robotic.
Yeah,
is
lack of pitch
lack of
change.
Never mind.
Exactly.
The monotone. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I
I think it sounded
agree.
better.
Tell me.
I don't really hear anything I dislike.
No, I don't. I don't hear
wrong.
anything that I
mean, I could
dislike
I guess it's
either.
my opinion, right? But
It's
like,
moving in the right direction. I think fully what the only word that's coming to my brain is transition. So that's not what I mean. But like, it's fully like moving in a direction that is more in line, I think, with our goals. To my ear, there are moments of perhaps a little bit of sudden shift in size or sudden shifts in weight where it doesn't feel like it's all under your control. And I also think I am still hearing sometimes the occasional little bit of nasality that wants to creep into the sound. But overall, I think a much improved version of this exercise. So I think some things that we might want to try Today we slid up from the low D to a high A. You might want to slide up a little higher and a little lighter. See how high you can push it, see how high you can take it before um before you start to notice that yodeling try to creep in, but it might be beneficial to slide up.
I'm just on the edge of that, starting to get that yodel, but I stayed on the right side of the fence. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. The
Cool,
right side of the fence. Okay. I see. I get the yodel. It's like there. It's like right below
It's
this
like
spot.
yeah, it's adjacent to it. I like think about it as like a fence between two kinds of behaviors, and I just jump from one side of the fence to the other, and I just want to stay on the one side, right? And the desired behavior is going to be connected. I think here you managed to get quite small and still connected, and it sounded pretty good to my ear. Maybe again a little bit of a moment of overfullness. Um, the thing to keep in mind and to kind of hone your ear with is, okay, when I start to get over fullness, is that because I'm suddenly getting heavier, or is it because I'm suddenly getting smaller? And if it is because you are suddenly getting smaller, is there a way to refine that gesture and then find a weight to match that smaller size? Um, the imbalance can happen either way. If it's because you're getting heavier, then we obviously want to see if we can wrangle and control the vocal weight a little bit better. And if it's because you're getting suddenly smaller, maybe see, okay, well, what was that? What did I do? What was part of the strategy, or what was part of the luck or the happenstance of that suddenly much smaller sound? And if can I recapture that? Can I find that sound again? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of little instructions, and you can feel free to ask any questions that you'd like before we wrap up.
Sure. I definitely feel like well, my natural voice is super fucking loud. That's how I've been speaking my whole life. My family basically yelled at
Wow,
each other
same.
as like a form of whisper uh, when I was growing up. So like naturally, I'm very fucking loud. But the idea that it throws out the voice if I make my voice small, I guess I'm not struggling with it. I just have to consciously remember, hey, by the way, that like that voice format or that voice just needs quieter. You need to speak quieter. So like I need to go
Yeah,
quieter. Like I need to speak fucking quieter.
there
And I just
even
don't
that little
remember it
what you
ever.
just did there was 100% the right idea. You can hear there's little imbalances in the size and the weight, but like the immediate sound that you started getting was like really good when you shifted. Hit play.
I just have to consciously remember, hey, by the way, that like that voice format or that voice just needs quieter. You need to speak quieter. So like I need to go quieter. Like I need to speak fucking quieter. And I just don't remember it ever. Uh, I hear two different things I did with the voice when I like went up there. I don't fully know what they are yet, but I did something with it. And like if my voice were to continue talking in that same like first shift, I don't know what that first shift is. I don't know if it's bad or good. I can't tell. It's like not a long enough sample. But then the second voice that occurs after at like I don't know 11 seconds wasn't terrible either.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, like 9 seconds, 10
yeah. Thank
seconds,
you.
11 seconds. I think when you say like
I need to go quieter. That first time that you say I need to go quieter
sounds like really, really intentionally and really like just really good all around. So for homework, slide up from D3 to A3, then scale size. As you scale size, aim to get lighter as well so that we avoid over fullness. As you do so, make sure you're not getting so light that you're achieving a yodely sound. Over the next week or so, see if you can change what notes you're sliding on from D3 to A3, then E3 to B3, then F3 to C4. So that'll get you a little bit higher on each of those changes.
Do I have to start under
No,
full for this slide or just under full?
I think
Like,
on the
voice
slide,
doesn't matter for the
honestly, aiming
slide.
for fullness is going to help you avoid the yodel. Cool. On each of those
Okay.
changes, as you start getting high, working your way higher, on each of those changes, you'll probably get